It's Mama Beth, and today I'm not in my kitchen, I'm in my bathroom. I'm sitting in my vanity, and I'm doing a friend of mine's collab. She's got a Fall Solstice collab. Her YouTube channel is Morticia'S Captured Moments, and you can see it right there. And what it is she's asked us to use fall colors to go out and find a leaf or something that inspires us and do our makeup accordingly. So, I usually use a lot of browns and rose tones because of my hair and my skin color. I have a pink undertone to my skin. So I'm going to give this a shot and see if I can do something a little bit different. Maybe put some copper in it. I don't usually use anything that's got a shimmer to the eyeshadow because, as you can see, my eyes are kind of hooded. And as you get older and your skin starts to, get a little thinner, which I feel like that all the time. I'm always using good skincare. I'm into keeping my skin moisturized. And but still, as we get older, some things look better on us than others. And I don't think really shiny things on an older face look well. For something that can be worn by a 16 or 20-year-old or 25-year-old. Once you hit my age, you need to kind of go in a little different route. I think I go for more of a matte look. I don't put a lot of sparkle on me. I don't use highlighters. I use a lighter shade of contour or blush to usually, and sometimes I've used even eyeshadows for the tops of my cheek just to give a little touch. But on a daily basis, I don't use highlighters. I do use concealer though. But this is my natural face. No wrinkles. You can see I don't have any crow's feet. I do have these jowls, but that's where I lost weight so fast, and my face is falling. So it'll either snap back, and along with my neck, which is driving me nuts. Now I'm a little swollen from prednisone as well. I've been on prednisone for 3 weeks now, and I can tell in my face from pictures before I started it that my face is a little chubbier. And well, it makes you want to eat, but it also makes your face swell. So if you go back and look at my other videos, you'll see that my face is a little bit swollen. But that's okay. When I go off the prednisone, it'll go away as long as I manage my diet. Anywho, I wanted to start out with my regular skincare routine, and that's always cleaning my face with a good facial cleanser, and I've already done that. And rinse, rinse, rinse. I don't use any kind of soap on my face. My grandmother taught me that when I was very young. Never use soap on your face. It's better to use a makeup cleanser. And now my favorite is, you'll find I'm a Lancome addict, the Lancome Buffasil. If you want to take off makeup, this is the thing to do it. It never fails. And I've tried others knockoffs, but I buy a lot of Lancome, and my husband always gets me the Christmas gift sets, of course. And then whenever I purchase during the year, there's always an additional bonus, and most often times they have this as well as some of their other products to try. So they kind of keep me in this, and hey, I'm not gonna let it go to waste. So I usually have a couple bottles laying around, and unless my daughter's been by, then she'll swipe them. But anyway, my face is clean and it's all been removed, and I have already put my moisturizer on, so my face is good and soft. But now I'm gonna put my primer on, and I'm trying a new primer, and let me see if I can, there it is. I got a sample of it. It's called La Base, or La Base if you're American. See, it's by Lancome as well. It's their new primer, and I'm gonna see how it works. I've tried several different primers. I've done everything from e.l.f. on, and I have yet to find the perfect primer. I don't need something that's going to cover my pores because I have very small pores, and I don't have wrinkles. So let's see how this works. And my eyes do get swollen underneath, as you can see, so that's why I use concealer to this is really nice. It's very smooth. So trying this new product. Let's see how it goes. Oh, it goes on really easily. Let me use both hands here. And it's very soft on the skin. It's not sticky. See, I don't like those sticky primers unless you're on stage and you're getting ready to sing and dance and sweat. There's no reason to have on really heavy makeup like you see a lot of the beauty gurus. Makeup artists don't do that as much as beauty gurus do because of course they're on camera and you want to look your best on camera, so it takes heavier makeup. But I'm all for having enhanced naturalness. We'll put it that way. I look like I wear makeup. I wear colored lip, and I definitely have eyeshadow and all of that on, and you can tell that I wear makeup, but I don't ever want it to be too much. I don't want it to look theatrical. If I'm doing a show, singing with a band on the stage, or even going out in the evening, I'll use a heavier look, but not in my day-to-day routine. Now, I've got my primer on, and it feels like it's pretty set. It feels good. That may be the primer I stick with. But I'm going to start putting my base on now, and of course, as soon as I touch everything, it starts rolling because I have everything everywhere. I'm trying to get organized, but I'm not doing a very good job of it. Now, if you don't have this, splurge on it. Now, I have tried tons of different foundations, but the Tint Idol 24-hour Ultra, Tint Idol Ultra 24-hour makeup, honest to goodness, it doesn't oxidize on me. It's light enough. I have such pale skin, it's really hard to get something that's truly light. Even my concealers, I'm fighting to find the palest concealer, and I've tried a bunch of different ones, and they all end up kind of yellow on my skin because I do have a blue-pink, it's like a blue-pink undertone, and I'm just really fair complected, and it's just as hard to find things that are this fair as it is to find things that are darker. I need a sip of water. Guess what I got? But anyway, let's start out, and it usually takes 3 pumps to cover my face. And when I do, I've got this little beauty blender, and I ordered it from, I think, Shop Ms AOA. It's a Korean beauty company, and I like their stuff. I'm always trying something different. But this is a smooth textured, and I'm going to get my hand mirror. This is my grandmother's hand mirror. I talk in my videos about having things from my grandmother. Well, I also have her mirror that she used all her life, and it's a backlight. If you know anything about collecting antiques and stuff like that, it's a backlight mirror. But she always had this and used it to do her. She'd do her hair in the bathroom, and she had triple mirrors over their sink in their master bath. And then she also had one on the door, so you could see every angle. This is my Dee Dee that I'm talking about. Now, my other grandmother, she always wore makeup and stuff, but my Dee Dee was really into fashion and makeup, and she always had her lipstick on. She always had her nails done, and she wore bright pink. Was the best shade that she liked. I don't think I ever saw her wear any muted tones. She said lips are meant to be red, and she would use a pink red tone, and I always thought she looked so glamorous. Now, my mother also I don't think I have ever seen my mother without makeup unless it was after 11 o'clock at night or before like 6 o'clock in the morning. And, you know, she doesn't ever go anywhere without her face done. I don't think it's necessarily a Southern thing. I think it's just a woman thing. Some women are fine going out barefaced. Some people don't feel right unless they have at least, you know, lipstick and some mascara on. Some people need a full face to feel comfortable. But I usually, if I don't, because my skin's pretty good, I'm very lucky in that. Some days I'll just do eyebrows and some mascara and a little lip and maybe some powder if I need it, but that's the lowest I go. If you see me out and I don't have any makeup on, I'm sick. Yeah, just like I said in my other video, if my toes aren't painted, I'm sick. Now, I've spent a bunch of time in here curling my hair because honestly, I have been in such a terrible flare for the last, I guess 3 days. I haven't done much of anything. When I take my prednisone, which is what I'm on, we're trying to taper me off of it. But even with the prednisone, I'm just dragging. And I made a couple videos the other night, bitching in the kitchen, talking about spanking children, which got a lot of views, good responses. And then I did another one on dust if you must, and I made Nutella brownies. Well, let me tell you, after I did those videos, I went and lay down, and I have slept ever since. I've slept all day today. I slept all night last night. And yesterday, I was supposed to go get my hair done. That didn't happen. And then we rescheduled it for today, and I was still feeling so crappy that I was like, there's no way I can get up and even get a shower. That's what happens when you've got rheumatoid arthritis and fibromyalgia and other autoimmune diseases. Yeah, sometimes when you're in that flare, and I just I just keep patting, by the way, till it's all gone and it's all even. And this evens out so beautifully. But we have to rest, and there's nothing you can do. Like, you couldn't have gotten me up with a stick of dynamite this morning to go get my hair done. And I need it done. And Jennifer Tony is my hairstylist, and she is fantastic. You can follow her on social media. She always puts, her thing is color. She does cut and color so beautifully. And when you've got red hair, it's really hard to find somebody who can color your hair correctly. Because see, God keeps wanting to turn my hair a different color, and I don't like it gray. So we're not doing that. If maybe one of these days when I'm completely silver, I'll try it. But my husband says no, he likes it red. So, you know, if your partner likes it, maybe you should keep doing it. Keep your partner happy, and keep you happy too. But yeah, I like my hair done. I like to keep my regular appointments, and so missing today was a big deal for me because it's driving me crazy. Okay, right now I'm using some Lancome. This is something that I got in addition to some eye cream, and I'm trying it, but it's the Renergy eye cream, and then it came with concealer on top. And I had never used the concealer. I've hit pan on it now, but I've got all these different concealers, and none of them are light enough. None of them work. So I just use this with my finger. Let me get my mirror up here so I can see and you can see. Just these dark circles under my eyes, right through there. I just put it in the darkest spot and just very easily touch. Now I haven't put any powder on yet, so I try to do all my creams at the same time. I don't want to ever put cream on powder unless I'm doing stage makeup, and then sometimes I'll layer. But this seems to be the right tone, and I'm gonna have to. I'm still playing with it, and I'm still looking to some other things. But you know, when my eyes are puffy, and I get these bags, I want to make sure that I can disguise them as best as possible. And there you see, it looks a lot better. And my white balance in here is a little crazy because I have overhead lights. You can see when I lean back, all the light comes from the top down and not from the sides in. And that's something that I want to change. I love my bathroom. It's two separate rooms. There's a door that you can close, in the toilet and the tub and shower and all that are in there. But in here, it's just the sink and then a great big vanity, and I love it. Okay, so my concealer's on there. Now, a lot of people use concealer to go down their nose to highlight the ridge of their nose, or, you know, on their chin. I've seen people do that. I don't do that. I'd rather use something else. I'd rather use like a powder, a regular, like an eyeshadow powder, and not a highlighter, because the highlighters are shimmery, and I don't do the glitter on the face. So I will take. This is a Lancome matte. It's called Latte, and it's very light. It's white. I take this and take this brush, and once again, most all my brushes I bought from Lancome. And I've got so many brush sets. I've got probably 3 or 4 that I just don't ever use. But I'm going to take this. This is a good transition color. I always hear about transition colors, but I use it under my eyes, on my eyes, and then I'll bring it around underneath, so it's kind of like a smooth. And I learned this trick way back. I've been doing theater and performing in public since, well, I started taking dance at 4. I started singing in the church. I think I told this story on YouNow. When I was about 3, they put me up in front because my grandparents knew I loved to sing, and they wanted me to sing in their little church. It's a little country church, and they were so good to me. So there you go. I've put that there, so it gives me some extra powder. And my eyes will go down as I go along. It'll, you know, I'm up later, but as I drink a little bit of caffeine and go through my day, you'll see in videos my eyes are a little bit lighter. Now I take the same transition color with the same brush, and this just says Lancome All Over Shadow brush, but you can go to your counter and you can ask for different ones. Their foundation brush is really good, and I used it a long time before I started using the beauty blenders. And I've tried all sorts of beauty blenders, so I like trying new things. And I do try different brands, But I just take that transition color right down the bridge of my nose because it's really finely milled powder. And I'll put it there, and sometimes I'll put it right here in the center. And now that I've got that, and I also put my foundation on my lips like Nikki Tutorials does. Now that I've got that done, I will pull out my regular powder, my pressed powder. Normally, if I'm setting my face to go out in the evening or to perform or do something like that, I will use the Airspun. You cannot beat the Coty Airspun powder, translucent powder for under your eyes. I've tried all sorts of different ones. It's cheap, it's efficient, and they were the first to do it. I think, if I've got my history correct, they were the first. But if you see this case, you know somebody's serious about their powder. This is the dual finish, and I use the color Porcelain, and it's a Porcelain N, and it's 090 Porcelain. But if you're going to do an accent, but this is my products that I end up favoring are usually, unfortunately, the more expensive ones, but I take care of them, and you know, you don't have to use tons of makeup to make yourself look good. You know, a thin coat, and that's what I'm doing, just a thin coat with a regular powder puff, because I'm wanting to press it in. And there we go. Now, but this stuff, I will buy a compact when I'm about halfway through using one. I will buy a new one, and the new one goes in my purse because I always have to carry powder with me. You carry your lipstick and your powder, and you know, a few other makeup items that are essential. But this goes in, the new one goes in my purse. The old one comes into my makeup counter, and as you can see, it's, yeah. And I think I've got 2 more in my long comb bag. I always get my husband's, it's kind of a tradition that he buys me their Christmas set. And you get a beautiful case. And they always have a black case every year, and it's got a rose on it. And they're great to travel with. And I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, I've got 5 in here. So you can tell that I get a little spoiled. And my mouth's about to dry out. Okay, now that I've got that done, I've got to have some eyebrows. Before I do eyeshadow. Some people do eyebrows right after they do their base, and like I do, and other people do their eyebrows last. I have to have some eyebrows on because I can't stand the way I look without them. Now, I've talked about being on chemo, and that's the treatment. It's methotrexate. Is one of the drugs that they treat you with for rheumatoid arthritis because they want to suppress the immune system. Well, one of the problems with that, just like with any chemotherapy drug, and the other drugs that they give you for it, you can lose a lot of hair. And my hair, you know, well, you can see my hair's pretty thick and it's real long. If it's straight, it's down right at the top of my butt. But I lost so much hair, but I lost my eyebrows. So I went from having pretty nice eyebrows to now I have to paint them on. And I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow defining and a brow defining pencil in Auburn, and I really like it. I started using their products for eyebrows because I had used the Lancome eyebrow pencil in tobacco, which means tobacco in, I guess, in French, but I had been using that for so long, and then they discontinued the color. And I'm like, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. We don't need to have new colors of everything, you know, and lose the ones that really, like, I depended on that. That was what I used for years. And so I had to go looking to find another one, and everybody kept saying to try this. And I really like it. And it's easy to control. It's got, if you can see, it's beveled at the end. So you can do a pretty good job on your eyebrows. And I don't like Instagram, what they call the Instagram eyebrows. I don't like a real heavy eyebrow. Now, in the 80s, back when Brooke Shields was around, my natural eyebrows were great. They were nice and thick. And then in the 90s, we thinned them down some. And, you know, and it got too thin. And I think you have to if you're like me and you watch old movies, you see in the 20s and the 30s, they had really thin, overly arched, really high brows. And then in movies from like the 40s, they were a heavier brow. It was the Joan Crawford brows. And I loved them. I thought they made such a statement, especially made her eyes look so much bigger, highlighted them. Now, if you notice, I'm pulling this through. But you want to have a good eyebrow. Even if it's thin, it needs to be in the right place. It doesn't need to be up here. There's a member of the family, and not close member, but she would pluck all her eyebrows out and then she'd draw them in up here. And I'm like, do you constantly want to look surprised? Because it actually just makes you kind of look crazy. But anyway, so I used the pencil first. And then I used the spoolie on the other side. And just give them a nice lift. And it blends it out. The spoolie does. And I don't like that hard, sharp, if you can see. I don't want it to be unnatural looking. I want it to look as natural as possible. You know. And there are people who disagree and they want their brows to be extra thick and you know, with the squared shape, but that's not me. You know, I don't think it works as well with my face. Now, after I use the pencil, I also use the ABH, this is the powder, and I use it in Auburn. It's the Brow Powder Duo, and it's in Auburn, and you can see it's got two sides on it, and you can see where I've used it. I have not hit pan because it takes just a tiny amount to do this. And let me find the right, okay, here we go. And this is another Lancome brush, and it's got the brow definer, and then it's got a little packing brush that I really like. But I just dip that, just barely touch, and I blow. Sometimes I tap, but most of the time I just blow a bit, and because I don't put it on heavy. And then I just deepen the shade a little bit, and it softens it. And I am by no means a beauty guru. I love makeup, and I love wearing makeup. I like doing other people's makeup, but I am not a makeup artist. I'm not a beauty guru. These opinions are mine because I like what I like. And I'm really excited to do this fall collab. Now, it still looks like, it always looks like my eyebrows are lopsided, but these are actually where my brows are. And my daughter fusses at me. Sorry, I didn't mean to have that covering the lens. She fusses at me. She says, don't try to cover it up. And where my face, when I had the stroke, my face lopsided a little bit. See, this needs to go up. But if I try to correct it too much, then it doesn't, it looks really fake. So, anyway, I try to get them as straight as possible. Is that pretty straight? This one's still a little bit lower, but it's going to be. So, unless I get some tape to hold it up, it's staying that way. And that's okay. Because they're sisters, not twins. I don't know if you've heard that before, but I used to hear that all the time when people talked about doing their eyebrows and stuff like that. They're sisters, not twins. They don't have to be identical. And, have you seen the stencil where you put on? I can't do that. Okay, so now I got my eyebrows on. Let's do some bronzing. And I don't bronze a lot because guess what? I don't tan. So what I do is I just take a medium fluffy brush. There you go. It's my Lancome brush. And I'm playing with this Rimmel bronzer. It's 020 Sunshine. And it was cheap, and it looked like it was the right shade, and you know what? It's turned out to be a good buy. So what I do is I take this up at my hairline because I have a 5-finger forehead. And this goes with the browns, that's everything. And I try to run it into my hair because it does match, especially if I got roots showing like I do now. I got my roots. But the bronzing powder, this bronzing powder does not have a shine to it. It doesn't have any shimmer or mica or silica in it. So it's soft and looks more natural. It just looks like natural shading. And I'm playing with the white balance on my camera, so I don't know if you can tell any difference, but It may be too white, who knows. I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert on cameras, I'm not an expert on filming, and I'm not an expert on makeup. I just do what I like. Okay, I run this underneath the back part of my jawline because I have a very squared face. So, and I like that. So what I do is I'm just dabbing in there, and I'm putting, you can see there's some product on there, but this product is so light that, and I mean lightweight. You can put a good amount on a brush and not have to blow it off and waste the product. And I just touch. See, it's close to my natural color. It doesn't make it look too harsh. But yeah, just run that up through there. And then I'll run it along the bottom, and where you can see my jowls there, I try to darken that a little bit on the outside to counteract, you know, to make it look a little tighter on each side. But nothing's going to help that till my face swelling goes down, other than a facelift. And you know what? If I gotta do a facelift, I gotta do a facelift. I don't care. I'll just do. I want one like Tamara Barney got. She came on Watch What Happens Live, and she had just had her face done, and she looked fantastic. She looked so much better than anybody else that I've seen that's gotten, you know, face done. But she went to a doctor in New York. Now, I would be going to the same surgeon that did my breast augmentation, and he's in Raleigh, North Carolina, and he did such a great job on that, and his work is so good that I wouldn't trust anybody. I've got to have a tummy tuck. Insurance actually wouldn't pay for that because I had the surgery, and gastric sleeve surgery. They will pay for a tummy tuck. They won't pay to have a boob lift. I have to pay for that, and anything else I want done, I have to pay for. But at least I get some help on that tummy tuck, right? So that way my be like a mommy makeover, kind of. A mini mommy makeover. Alright, now, because I don't like having nothing on my lips, I'm going to do my lip liner, I think, next. And then we'll do my eyes. I know that's backward. Everybody says do your lips last. I'm like, why? If I want to do them now, I'll do them now. Let's see, where is my lip liner? What have I done with my lip liner? It's probably fallen off in the floor somewhere, but that's alright. I'll use a different one. I've got several up here. I don't know what some of these are. I'm a hoarder. This is Merle Norman, and just Merle Norman lip liner, and I've had this forever. I don't even go to Merle Norman anymore. There's no point. I can get everything I want at Sephora or at the Lancome counter. And just like that. And I try to stay on my natural lip line. It's hard to talk and do this. Like that on the bottom. Now I take my liner, and I've done this. I've always done this. I do the outside, so it gives you more of a pout. Somebody asked me if I'd ever had my lips done, my lips injected. No, I haven't. I inherited this mouth from my mother. Hers is the same way, and my daughter's is the same. And if I ever had my lips injected, I would worry, would it mess up the shape, the natural shape? And what if I wanted to quit? You know, am I going to end up with like blah, 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 blah lips? I don't want them to look like a prolapse stainless either. Can't stand that. And my eyebrows are bugging me. I can see that so much in the camera. I wish there was something I could do just to lift that, but there's probably not. Botox maybe, but I don't want to do Botox yet. I've been pretty good. I actually had a plastic surgeon tell me no, do not do it yet. You're not to the point where you need it. And I was like, really? He said, yeah. He said, don't start it until you absolutely need it. Now, I'm going to put my lipstick on. This is Lancome as well, and this is called Wine Party, and I love this shade. And as you can see, it's a good color, and I really like it. I love their cream lipsticks. But I'm kind of, I buy too many lipsticks. I'm bad about that. Okay, now I completely forgot after doing bronzer to do my blush. I'm not used to doing these get ready with me's, as you can tell. Now, I take the same brush that I used for my bronzer, just tap it off and blow it. And then now I'm going to use the a Plum and Perfect Pink. It's a blush subtle duo, and it's a really pretty natural shade. I don't like too much blush. I like it just on the apples of my cheek, and then I bring it back to where I've had my bronzer done. You know, people are going to look at this and say, oh, she did everything backwards, or she didn't do anything on her. Well, that's okay. I'm learning. And I figure we all have to try something new sometimes. And I just barely touch this in my blush in the little palette here. And I just do it in circular motions, so I have some color. And just bring that on back. So there you go. Now I always put, because I have a predominant chin, and there's a hint of a cleft, but I don't have a true cleft. But I always put just a little bit there. I have a big chin and no nose. My mom used to tease us when we were little and say that my brother and I were at the end of the line when God was giving out noses, and he just had just a little bit left. He went, and that was our nose. So, yeah, I don't have much of a nose. Now, this is going to be fun because I use liquid liner. And I use the Kat Von D and black. It's called Trooper. And I love this stuff, but you have to really practice with any kind of liquid liner. But this actually, because it's like a pen, is so much easier than the brush ones that I used when I was younger. Those are hard to control. And this is honestly like using a Sharpie on your eyelid. And I'm probably going to make it too wide, but I don't care. Here we go. Okay, and I take it right to the edge. And it's not perfect, and that's okay. I'm going to show you what I do afterwards for when it's not perfect. Okay, and I'm going to take it from just along the bottom of the lashes, base of the lashes, and I take it right up almost to where the lashes start. If you don't take it all the way to the inner corner of the eye, it opens the eye up, and where my eyes are hooded and smaller, I want to bring as much openness to my eyes as possible without making them look crazy. Because you can do a lot of tricks, but you can look real crazy if you scrub. Okay, now I've done from the edge of my eye all along the eyelash line, and now I'm going to bring it out, and I have to decide, do I want it up, do I want it side? Let's see if I can do this without covering this up. I'm going to bring that right up and then connect it. Just like a triangle. And I do it a little bit higher than the outer edge of my eye, and that opens the eye too. I learned that from Marilyn Monroe's makeup artist. Gives a little lift. Okay, now you can see both eyes I have the eyeliner on the top, and it's all finished with that. And now, because nobody's perfect, and I'm certainly not perfect, and I screw this up a lot of times, and sometimes it'll be wavy at the top. What I do is I take the same kind of brush that you would use, just a flat, thin brush, angled, like you would use for your eyebrows, and where is it? And I have black, there it is. I have black, a black single from Lancome, and it's just called Successorize, and it's a matte black. you could probably use other ones, but like I say, I stick with them because I like their stuff. I like their eyeshadows, especially. Their eyeshadows last. They have the right amount of pigment to put on and to blend. So this is going to sound like a long commercial. And what I do is just go right along the base of my eyelashes and just press that in. And it smudges the powder along the line, and then I take it and I flick it just a little bit like that, and so it gives me a better coverage. It takes that black all the way down to the eyelashes, so it's not so harsh, because I don't want harsh lines on my face. I'm too old for that. Now, when I was younger, I could do all sorts of cool stuff and carry it off, but I can't with this now. I have to look a little more conservative, unless we're going out and doing something. And then I take it and I flick right along, because I'm not doing a cut crease. I don't do cut creases. My eyes are too deep for that. When I have done cut creases, and I've had them done on me, I really like them when my eyes are closed, but when I open my eyes up, I look crazy. So, you know, you've got to find, my thing is, you've got to find what works for you. And so now let's start with some shadows. Now, I don't go buy a bunch of palettes. Everybody and their brother's got a palette out now. I've got palettes. I've got everything from expensive ones to real cheap ones. And you get what you pay for. I don't like Morphe palettes. You know, they have a wide variety of colors and they're at a good price. But every time I've used Morphe products, it's like I have to use a lot of the product to get the look that I want to achieve, and then for me it doesn't seem to last even using a primer. And with these, the only primer that I normally use is foundation, and I just put that on and it works just fine. Okay, let me get my tools together here. And because I'm doing a fall look, since Morticia, that is what she expressly wanted, I'm going to use this copper. And like I said, I don't usually use luster or any kind of sparkle on my face, but this is called All That Brightens. It's number 122. It's a Lancome single, and I'll be using that. I will be using Smoldering Cocoa. This is another single, and you can see I use that quite a bit. And let's see, this one is Color du Jour, and it's a metallic. The metallic is a little different than a shimmer. Wait a minute, I don't know if you can tell. It's got a lot less shine to it, but I can actually use it and it looks almost matte. I've already put my transition color down, which is the Latte, and it's a matte, and you can see I've already put it on. And then where I drug the black from my eyelashes up, a lot of times I won't even do anything else with my eyes. You know, I'll just leave it like this and put some mascara on. Mascara changes the world. But I've already put that on, and I also have this other color, Snap, that is a shimmer, but I don't think I'm going to use that one. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to start out with Smoldering Cocoa, and that is a metallic, but it doesn't show up as really a metallic eyeshadow normally would. And it's a habit to blow my brushes. I got that habit a long time ago. Now I'm going to start at the outside edge and just start blending. And I flick forward, because if I flick back and I have too much on my brush for some reason, I haven't blown enough of the excess product off, I will end up with, oh, my phone's gone off. I will end up with it here, and then I have to do a cleanup. So I learned from experience to go inward like that. And as you can see, I'm just going along the brow bone, right underneath the brow bone, and I bring it just like that. And take it just a little over halfway. And do the other side just the same. I want to blend it. I don't want to put too much on my brush, and I want to hold my brush, you know, like I would a pencil, like I could draw. So I'm going to flick that in, and that should be about even. Does that look alright? Okay. Now I'm going to use, I'm going to get a different brush. it. There we go. See, it's a habit. This is an angled brush. It's by Lancome on the other end. There's the brow brush or lining brush. This angled brush, I didn't know how to use it at first, and then I watched a tutorial and I was like, holy crap, that works. Okay, this has a little shimmer to it, but it's color du jour, and it's a metallic, but like I said, it doesn't really shimmer on me. But I'm going to take this and go right here along the outer portion of my eye, on my eyelid, I guess I should say. But it works, this brush just will work that powder in, work that shadow in, and blend beautifully. And there we go. And let's try it on the other eye. It gives it a little depth. Right here on it. And see, it goes right along the inside. And I can just, I pat it. I don't really scrub it in or anything. I just kind of pat it. Just rub that. Real gentle. There you go. Now, if your eyes are shaped differently than mine, some people do the inside like this, and they'll pull it out like that. Sometimes I'll bring it in, but I feel like if I use too much there, then my eyes look too close together. Okay, now I'm gonna take a small brush. Take that small brush that I used the first time, just a regular eyeshadow brush, and I'm gonna take this. Where's the one that I used? The beginning one. The darker eyeshadow is Smoldering Cocoa, and I'm gonna do it underneath my eyes, and then I'm gonna show you a trick that I use. This is just a regular eyeshadow brush, and I just run it right along underneath. And because older skin gets crepey, you don't want a hard, sharp line. I've learned that the hard way. I've seen myself in pictures. I'm like, holy crap, what have I done? Okay. I just run that underneath like that. And then I go back with the lining brush, and I get, let me make sure I don't have anything hanging down. I don't. Nothing fell down. I take my lining brush, and then I take the black again. And you can do this at the same time as you do your upper ones, but I like to have my eyeshadow on first so I know exactly how deep I need to go, how dark. But I take this, and you can see how I do this. This is, if you watch any Marilyn Monroe movies, I love her makeup. Her makeup always looks so good. But I take it right here and just have a little bit of a hint. So it's like almost there's two of the winged eyeliners, but except the bottom one is very soft and it's with powder. But I just touch it right there, and then I'll bring it around a little bit. I want to get that there, and then I'm going to do the other side. Just a little bit, but that way it opens the eye up, and you know, with this light you can't see it as well as you can, I guess, in real life, but because my white balance is kind of crazy. I don't know how to shade it. But anyway, they're even, I swear. Okay, so that's my eyeshadow. Now, mascara is a big thing for me. And once again, the Lancome Hypnose Drama. Best mascara I've ever used. It's worth every penny. Now, you can use, they have a Seals booster, which is an eyelash booster, and it comes like that, and it's white, and it thickens your eyelashes and all. But I don't think I'm going to use this today because I'm not going anywhere. So, as you know, never go in and out, in and out, in and out. Ooh, that piece of fuzz. With your mascara, just put it in the tube, roll it around a little bit, bring it out gently. And I like putting on mascara in light coats. That way I don't get spider legs. I can't stand that. And if I want to, and if I do it in a thin coat, then I can pop on some false eyelashes if I want to. And then whenever I put false eyelashes on, I put another coat to kind of seal both together. That way my natural eyelashes and the falsies blend right in together, and I don't have to, because believe me, you can really screw up false eyelashes if you don't know what you're doing. Okay. Does everybody do that when they're putting their eyeshadow on? Or their mascara, rather? I'm gonna try not to, because you look like a fish out of water. And as you can see, I'm just building it up. This is waterproof mascara, and it thickens and it lengthens without like that stupid unique stuff. Ugh, I used that, and I had fibers in my eyelashes and falling off and all down through here, and the little things were getting underneath my contacts, and so I was like, okay, this is stupid. I'm going back to using my Lancome. This is dumb. Okay, now I have mascara on. And I think a little dusting of powder and we should be good. This is my everyday makeup. But I used the fall colors. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to add a little copper highlight, and I need to do my highlighting pencil. I forgot. So that's what happens when you're not used to doing these. Here's the copper. And as you can see, this is a really pretty shade. And I don't normally do this because, like I said, I don't like bright colors on my eyes. I don't like metallics on my eyes. But I'm going to take this and a little bit of my MAC Plus. God, this stuff's worth its weight in gold. I remember when my friends that did drag, they would use hairspray as a setting spray for their face back in the day. Okay, I'm just going to get a little bit of that copper. And let's see how this looks. I'm going to put it in the center of my eye. See if I can open that up just a little bit. And maybe put just a little bit here. That turned out pretty. Not a cut crease. Because my eyes aren't shaped for that, but just a little bit of highlight there with that copper. And I don't believe in makeup rules. Like, if I want to wear a nude lip and I don't have a lot of eyeshadow on, that's fine. Wear a nude lip if I want to. But I usually stick to like berry colors and all that. But I don't think you have to have like one or the other. I think you can have a strong lip and you can still have a strong eye if you're in the right situation. And, you know, and if it makes you happy, do it. Makeup is meant to be fun. We've been wearing makeup since before the Egyptians. The ancient Babylonians wore makeup. So there we go. Just a little bit of color. I think I need a little bit more on this other eye. And you know what? I think we'll try something with that. I think we'll highlight up here a little bit. What do you think? No. Nope, 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 nope. Get my cloth out. I always have a washcloth. I can just dab. Those little cotton wipes, I like those, but they get, if they've got too much, if they're too fluffy, these little makeup wipes, let me show you. And I buy these every time I think I go to Walmart, or every time I order anything. The little makeup wipes like that, they're great to use with the Lancome makeup remover, the Bafacil. But if you try to do makeup corrections with them, and if you have contacts especially, you'll get, it irritates. You can get a piece of cotton on your eyelash and you can't get rid of it. So I always try to keep these. My mother-in-law got me these. She got a whole set and it's with B. So I always use those. I always think of her whenever I use them. And yeah, she's a great mother-in-law, stepmother-in-law. She's my husband's stepmother. Okay, my shadow looks like it's gonna be okay. Now, I would really like to find my little white pencil, because normally I take a white pencil and I do my waterline to open my eyes up, but I don't know whether it fell off, whether I've lost it. I had it. I know I had it, but I don't know where it went. Oh, there's my lip liner that I was looking for, that I had to use the other one for, but, well, anyway, I can do without it. I don't guess I need it. That's just an extra. Now, after my face is done, take MAC Plus, and I do like Wayne Goss says, X, up, and side. So, here goes nothing. And that should be good. And I hope it's fallish enough. And I've really enjoyed doing this. This is fun. My daughter always FaceTimes me when I'm doing my makeup, it seems like, and she says it's like watching a makeup tutorial. She drives a lot in her job, and so she'll turn on YouTube and she'll watch makeup tutorials and listen to videos, and she said that when I'm doing my makeup, it's like she forgets that it's mom and it's not somebody doing it. But anyway, so my face is set, I'm all done, and I think it turned out pretty well. Do I look fallish? Does this look like fall? Do I look like I'm ready to bite an apple? Okay, well, I've really enjoyed doing this. Go check out my friend's site. Like I said, Morticia'S Captured Moments. I love the name Morticia. I think it's so cool. But there it is, Morticia'S Captured Moments, and do the challenge. It's always fun to try something new, and we need to change it up, you know. But this is for Fall Solstice, and I've played and curled with my hair for God knows how long, and I cannot believe this video went this long, and I'm sorry. I guess beauty gurus, that's why they edit and edit and edit. But anyway, if you're bored and you want to watch a long video, here we go. I will talk to you later. I love you, and you love you. Bye-bye.